Hello there, welcome back to RT International. The Afghan president is to meet Pentagon officials in the US later on today to discuss the pace of America's troop withdrawal from the country. Washington wants to slow down the pullout, and the Afghan leadership seems to be going along with the idea. In one of the latest interviews, Ashraf Ghani says that the perception his people are eager for American soldiers to leave is simply not true. On the contrary, he stressed that Afghans see the US as critical to their future. His comments are in sharp contrast to those of the previous Afghan President Karzai, who last year accused foreign states of interfering in Afghanistan and imposing war on his people. Ghani Chichiganshi investigates.
America's plans in Afghanistan keep changing.
And by the end of next year, our war in Afghanistan will be over.
A year after that pledge, the U.S. and Afghanistan signed a security agreement, and President Obama extended America's combat role in Afghanistan throughout 2015. Under the current arrangement, the 10,000-strong U.S. force should be cut to roughly 5,000 by the end of the year. But U.S. officials are now considering changing the timeline of withdrawals. Again, the new Afghan government seems supportive.
Afghan security forces and the loyal militias, is very doubtful whether they would be able to sustain control without some U.S. forces there. But at the same time, there are other issues going on. A lot of these people are warlords in their own right. There's a tremendous amount of corruption, the control of the drug trade there, tremendously lucrative contracts, the billions of dollars of foreign aid that have gone missing and have ended up in somebody's pocket. And so I think there is a lot at stake to keep the gravy train rolling along.
But besides supporting the Afghan government, the U.S. may see other benefits in staying. Afghanistan has untapped mineral deposits worth an estimated $3 trillion, according to the Afghan Geological Survey, which is mapping the country's mineral resources with help from a U.S. task force. The estimate is based on a survey of 30% of the country's landmass.
It's tremendous. It's vast. It's one of the most fabulous reserves of many of the most important natural and strategic resources in the world: coal, crude oil, natural gas, iron ore, chromium, copper, zinc, bauxite, lithium. I could go on and on.
A massive copper deposit was discovered in the Saripul province. The study says it's a deposit type which could supply much of the world's gold and copper. For the U.S. military, Afghanistan's geographic location is of strategic importance.
You sit right on the other side of Iran. That's a big issue. You also contemplate just how close you are to China. You're going to watch the Chinese. The Americans have regularly tried to have outposts all over the world to watch everybody else.
There's definitely more than one reason why the U.S. may want to maintain a military presence in Afghanistan. Some of those reasons may never be stated publicly. In Washington, I'm Ganesh Chekyan, RT.
Tributes are flooding into the founding father of modern Singapore, who died at the age of 91. Lee Kuan Yew was the first Prime Minister of the country and governed it for 31 years. He was the architect of Singapore's rapid rise from British tropical outpost to global financial centre. Highly respected for his economic achievements, he was also criticised for his iron grip on power. Under his rule, freedom of speech was tightly restricted and political opponents were targeted by the cause. A state funeral will be held on March the 29th after a week of mourning. A group of drunk men have attacked a synagogue in London, smashing windows and shouting anti-Semitic insults. The assailants hurled objects at people inside before they were escorted out by security staff. One person was injured while trying to prevent the mob from entering. 6 arrests have been made in total. The attack came after police stopped an anti-Jewish march from being held in the area. The UN Security Council has held an emergency meeting in Yemen. The Council voiced support for the country's president, condemning the actions of the Houthi rebel group, which has taken control of large parts of the country now. The UN Special Envoy for Yemen warned that the country is on the edge of civil war. Concerns are also growing about Islamic State's activity there. An affiliate of the terror group claimed it was responsible for the suicide bombings at 2 mosques in the capital on Friday, which left 137 people dead. As coalition airstrikes continue to pound Islamic State positions in Iraq and Syria, questions are being asked as to how effective they really are. Sophie Shevardnadze, she discusses this with veteran counter-terrorism expert Martin Reardon in today's Sophie & Co programme.
It's like politics, it's local. So wherever you have terrorist groups come up, it's local issues that bring their rise. I think all too often, governments have looked at this problem of terrorism as a nail, so to speak, and their only tool to fight it was a hammer. If your only tool is a hammer, military force, then every problem's a nail.
And while coalition planes attack Islamic State, the bombs also pound cities with civilians in them. And destruction, civilian losses, doesn't that breed terrorism?
When you start doing orchestrated regime change and taking out these strong, albeit brutal leaders, it opens it up for, there's a vacuum there, and that vacuum is going to be filled by somebody who wants the power.
Cute cats and puppies have always been internet stars, but now there's a more rugged challenger.
Енот не похож ни на собаку, ни на кошку, он другой. У него гиперактивность, у него какой-то гиперинтерес ко всему. То есть это не собака. Ну, он даже внешне не очень похож. По мне, так он больше похож на что-то среднее между медведем и мышкой. Особенно в детстве.
Living in the Moscow region and known as Feda, he's not only a family favourite, but has also melted the hearts of thousands on social media. Whether playing with his owner Anna, taking a bath, or just looking straight into the camera, whatever he does, he's cute. Anna says that after watching a recent movie starring an animated raccoon, they feel even more proud of their pet.
Когда его завели, вышел фильм «Стражи Галактики». Мы пришли с мужем посмотреть, и мы поняли, вот это Федя, вот это реально, если бы он мог говорить, это был бы вот этот вот их енот. Поэтому попали в какой-то мейнстрим енотский, и люди действительно подхватили. 14 тысяч подписчиков в Инстаграме.
Up next on RT International, we've got a documentary. Actually, sorry, I was just looking at that raccoon, lovely. A documentary on forced adoption in the UK, one of the only 2 European countries actually allowing adoption without the consent of the child's biological parents.